What's up, YouTube? It's your big homie AP. I got a video for y'all, but before we get started, go ahead, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button, okay? And we're gonna get right into it. All right, let's listen and let's learn. You feel me?
If you have no money invested by the time you're 50 years old, it's too late. This person says, quote, confession time, I'm almost 49. I have zero retirement savings. No exaggeration, absolutely nothing. Maybe about $900 in my checking account. I don't know what the F I'm going to do. And I know I can't be the only one. By age 50, it's too late. Unless your name is Colonel Sanders or Martha Stewart, which I don't think it is, time's gone. I know people will lie to you and say it's never too late, just invest regularly, do all this other stuff. Other people can lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let's say this person figures everything out at age 50. They started off with nothing, no financial literacy, no money education, and they started right off the bat and they get 10% a year. Already highly unlikely. They have 15 short years to go from age 50 to retiring at age 65. If they invested at the beginning of each and every month, $400, they would end up with $160,000. You think they're going to retire on $160,000? You think someone who's never invested a dime is going to invest $400 a month? You think someone who's never prioritized getting financially literate is going to learn everything in 3 days? You can hope for the best, but you should expect to work until you die. That's what a lot of people are doing anyway.
Well, let me disagree with this guy real quick. He said if you're 50 years old, never invested a dime, it's too late, and you're going to be working for life, and you're basically screwed. If your standard of living is to be in a $500,000 house, is to live the same way you have been living or better than you've been living, maybe it is too late for you to be able to make the kind of money that it would take to support that kind of lifestyle till you die. But it's definitely not too late to get started investing or saving or preparing yourself for retirement. If I was 50 years old with nothing, um, and I wanted to set up myself for retirement by 65, this is what I would do. All right. Let's say I was renting a house. I'm 50 years old and I live in an apartment. I'm renting, I work a job. I would, for the next 10 years, be doing whatever I have to do, whether it's fix my credit, save a significant down payment, whatever I got to do to have the money to buy a multifamily property, whether it be a 4-family unit, 6, just a duplex, whatever it would take. That next 10 years from 50 to 60, I would be securing myself a multifamily house in the best and safest area that I can afford. But if I end up in the hood, god damn it, that's my fault for waiting to 50. But there's still, like everybody know, there's some places in your city that may be a little sketchy, but still livable. Working class areas. I will make sure I buy myself a multifamily home. And that way, when I turn 65, my other unit that's in that home or multiple units in that home will pay for the domicile itself. Therefore, my living expenses will be covered by the other tenants of that property. So that way I don't got to worry about where I'm gonna live. Now, as far as food and utilities, if there is some social security left, or you did have some type of retirement fund started at that time, you will have enough money to eat. You will have enough money to go catch a movie, go to church, maybe. Don't pay no tithes. Don't you let them rob you of your goddamn tithes. That shit is not in the Bible. All right. You want to get them tithes, give it to the Israelites. And if you can't find who the Israelites is, then keep the goddamn money and pay your bills. I'm just gonna stop there before I go too far with that. But you will be able to pay for your living expenses and have your domicile where you live paid for Therefore, you can somewhat alleviate the stress and of trying to pay for your whole lifestyle at 65 if you was unprepared by 50. That's one example of something you can do to make sure that 65 you still don't got to work full time, you don't got to kill yourself, or stress about not having nowhere to be or nowhere to go, or if your health go bad, you kind of got something to support yourself. Even if you end up living in a assisted living home because you got bad health, it can be paid for by this multifamily house that you secure for yourself. And if you can't manage it, you pay a management company, find a close relative that you uh, feel like can handle it, and give them 10% of the rent so they can at least make the phone calls for you or deal what they got to do to manage and maintain that property. So you got that option. Another option, if I was 50, let's say you already a homeowner, but you in over your head as far as, the mortgage is kind of high. You almost have to work full time to keep it and maintain it. If you cannot foresee paying that house off by the time you retire, then you might need to get out of that house, downsize, sell it, use your equity to buy you a smaller place right out that you could afford. Again, a multifamily, I would suggest but I would try to own where I'm going to live. So I'm only dealing with taxes or less, it would take less to maintain that. I would make sure that I have a source of paying these things without me working at all. That's why I'm so heavy on trying to suggest, a multifamily unit. If you have a daughter or someone else that that rents, or they also want the same benefit of living with somebody. I know of a woman who her and her mother share a duplex that's paid off. They don't have any young children. The grandmother or the mother lives upstairs. The daughter, who is a grown woman, lives downstairs. And they also own another property that they rent out. So this is a retired teacher, uh, a woman that is currently in education, but whether they need to work or not, they know that they don't have many bills. They can live, they can make it. That's important. Not having a lot of bills is financial freedom. People think you have to be rich to be financially free. But ultimately, you just need to have enough money to take care of your day to day necessities without having to work. That's financial freedom. So if you find a way to limit your costs, it is not as hard to retire as one might think. You know, make habits for yourself that are inexpensive or free. Be frugal with how you purchase and buy things. Make sure you don't have the major bills is housing and transportation. You make it where you don't have those costs. You just freed up yourself to you can eat on $2 a day. They was feeding kids in Africa and goddamn the Philippines for 50 cents a day. My whole life. So if they can feed a child for 50 cents a day, you can surely feed your old ass 50, with 50 cents a day once you get to that age where you're 65 years old. You didn't, start early, but by 50, you telling me 10 or 15 years you can't find a way to own or have a place that you can call home that's very, very inexpensive. Now they got tiny homes, they got trailers. And for you that not trailers, Google a single wide trailer right now. When you're done with this, matter of fact, stay on YouTube. When you're done with this video, look up brand new single wide trailer, and you tell me that ain't a livable domicile for a person 65 years old. Some of them got hot tubs, nice ceiling fans, decorative cabinets, and washer and dryer units, and it looked like a beautiful home, but it's a trailer. Be reasonable with your housing, be reasonable with your transportation, be reasonable with your location. and you can find a way to cut your costs to the point where you can survive and retire early or continue to work but not have to work full time. You won't be under the pressure of working full time or multiple jobs and all of that if you are wise with how you take care of your major expenses. So for him to say that 50 is too late, 50 is too late to become a millionaire with your investments. And I would even say that's not true. Because if you in decent, let's say you in decent standings at 50, you didn't start investing, you didn't start saving, but you got good credit and you got a good job. By 65, you can own 5 to 10 rental properties. You will be a multimillionaire or at least a millionaire, with your properties. You will be worth $1 million. And you will have probably a monthly income with those 10 properties, 5 to 10 properties of at least $3,500 to $5,000. At the very low end, $2,500 a month. Now that sounds like nothing, but not to a 65-year-old with no bills. That's still $500 plus a week for you to eat and enjoy entertainment and take care of the few, household bills, the internet, the phone, those type of things. You feel me? So you can start at 50 with a good game plan, set yourself up for your older years, your senior years, and you'll be just fine. But don't wait. If you don't understand how to do these things, you got the internet, you got books, you got other professionals that do this, you got other people that that are doing this. Get the game that you need so you can put your plan in motion and you can get ready for your 60s. You know what I'm saying? You can figure out who and how or who you can live with. If you get a 4-family house and you got a niece that rents and she want to take one of the units, you got a daughter or son that rents and he want to take one of the units, you got another elderly friend or older friend that also is having trouble finding good housing. Now y'all all living in the same building. Everybody got their own front door, their own parking spot, their own, storage in the basement. Y'all sharing the utilities. Y'all, you can live somewhat reasonable, maybe 2-bedroom units. And you'll be like, this is cool. I'm 65 years old, but I ain't stressed. I'm not tripping. I could take them cruises. You know what I'm saying? So limit your major costs. So if you're 50 years old, don't so much stress on how much money you can save or invest more than you stress on how can you limit your major costs and get those down to where they're manageable and reasonable. There you go. That's the game for you. Don't let nobody tell you it's too late because that's going to make you hesitate to do what I just said. You still need a plan in motion, but don't think you need to retire with $4 million to make it. You feel me? You might not even live past 66. You done saved all this money. It's a lot of people that invested money for retirement. They might got 10 million coming to them at retirement, and they stroke out year one of fucking retirement or die year one of retirement and got 4 million put up. So let's not worry about how much you got. Worry about what will it take for you to have a reasonably comfortable lifestyle, when you're unable to work full time or work at all. You feel me? That's the game, right? So make sure y'all go hit the subscribe button, and I'm gonna end this video for now. Peace.
Some of us have been rocking with AP from his Player for Life days right into his evolution to AP for Life. He's still the big homie, just a little older and a lot wiser. The most genuine dude on YouTube, keeping it real. And so many of you contact AP to tell him how much his advice has meant to you over the years. This channel has gotten so much support and love, from comments to likes to subs to shares to donations. All are very much so appreciated, and for those that would like to donate, you can do so via Cash App, $AP Family Man, or PayPal AP Family Man. All donations are appreciated and go towards continuing to produce content that is meaningful to the AP for Life fam. We thank you for your cash donations in advance. All relevant links to AP, including his book, Dirty Dirty Minds, are found in the description. Continue to enjoy the show.